Romania akwakoye adwuma ewo ho mfie mienu achi no womo akwanya se obeto aso aye adwuma by renewing your contract ultimate na Romania for over 5 years or more so ho akwanya bia se woni wabusuan so ebeba na afi womo nso abe join ewo Romania o mining babra wontu ahwe hyene so se adwuma a wokoye no ba bia wo betena eye free car ebefa wakọ adwuma ba ye free afi womo ebema medical benefits awodo pay na afi allowance kakra so awodi betu fie di bia didi no bajoni nyina no eyen hyehyɛ ya House of Fortune for aye requirement no or traveling passport ehun hia esese wode ba curriculum vitae wankasa wo CV wo ho nsɛm a watwero de agu nkrata so and afi medical fee registration fee and a full passport size pictures and pay one House of Fortune any na womo ebeje so na afi hyehyɛ to say to me edo ho ahye enkra ha be ho womo ewo first floor Amankwa Plaza B building ne mo ewo Achimota ABC and afi wo Kumasi a enhia kwanta Kofo Senior High School Junction SHS Junction ewo Sokoban eho ana wo be ho House of Fortune and a paper for 0200 074525 0200 074525 and after 0509 542439 0509 542439 na one House of Fortune in combo and pay na one more so far best brand publication for that one of the textbooks I would open at the abedra so from the nursery level ekwa ko see the senior high school level and pay say wo tie me ampacho subject ahodua oba no eye wo school mu nyina no and pay best brain publication at the home cracher at the abedwa so and pay open woman at the ama banwa say eye English language career technology for junior high school social studies religious and moral education integrated science mathematics nyina textbooks no ebi ewo ho afi woba eye the primary level na open a year award our people open computing for basic 1 to 3 computing basic 4 to 6 na pacho wo mo textbook say wo ho afi next you know open a year creative activities award our people literacy for KG1 and 2 numeracy for KG1 and 2 na ho textbooks no e bi e wo bookshop bi a be rabia and pay omenye bi ato na echimi aboa we pacho for best brain for on 0507 200 0507 200 and after 0241 520 946 0241 520 946 na one best brain any enkomo anopay na womo ebeje wo so ba over the weekend, President Akufo-Addo ahead of today's holiday, Kasai, no Honkomo, Anope Yebedi, na campaign trail no Egoso, John Dramani Mahama, and Dr. Alhaji Mahamoud Bawumia, plus Ura Alan Kojoche Martin, last week, NBC weekend, Ninginano, na Owabono, and then Empatebo, Anope, and paying for Atanasia, Yeniomo, Eba, Ababedi, and Komo. Na afi so the controversial Ejapadia document President Akufo-Addo last week said that document is attributed to him and then the family na a misinformation about what deliberate attempt as he will put it say enkrofo ashe da say one more epese one more ede essay in the day enti anopay many abedwafo esin konwa yeba ababedi nkomo ma o messages ni nyina no emra yeba jacking kind ni nyina no e dia ma Bernardo Dro Tachi BOT a member of the NDC or a chartered economist and pay one atnase representing the NDC and I think Kojo Mani a deputy regional secretary of the New Patriotic Party in the Western North region and pay one also atnase one join the discussion will be joining us from Movement for Change now and pay one also join a conversation no and paying for me and saying and I pay many or more every year juma. But I will be action now. Me man akwaba. Be good morning. I just saying.
Good morning. Me hoye na monso.
Eradiado. When the kwache. Is it your boga?
Mahama se men kanche munne anope se yankopon ya adoma. On 7 January he was sworn into office, and no amount of machination can change that. onim say mampani otiswe ne most of the parachik say even if NDC wins yemfa mamu ne emfa mamu china. John Dramani Mahama is a Democrat. Or say, look, His Excellency Akufo-Addo knew to Musanda the Fourth Republic. Even Rawlings a cry now or they can be buyer na ye bastion of democracy yene diano. Olusu election 2000, he had no option than to hand over. And he said Rawlings would be 19 years. And Timian objected to the will of the people. How much more His Excellency Akufo-Addo? And he was cancelled so Upper East and no share. The environment upper East region, the change is real. And for me, I've seen so many men of God giving so much prophecies. The white don't vote the way we vote. Me wo at the sedia ba ko pe de magana asofofo. Me, I'm a Christian. Na nyankopon eyi akandifo ebo manipa ho tom. Ofa Israel ba ko se mo a Abrana Samuel Mosran go Kosra Sola or yin and self source befa Bestra David and walk now stress for 18 solid good years no or shakumum and or share or him pon bit maji Israel for. In similar vein, so ye nyankopon nipa, o ye prophet, o ye archbishop, o ye apostle. Na o dia wo say obey nyankoma de ede badly there's a mama no e can be. Because a man in Kuya offer to crowd members be offered to the church and it's affected. Oh, I mean, Abana Yebetum Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, a fiscal and spiritual.
Okay.
Me, I've gone into contentious lesson before. And obedient mean countries about is in two less, especially Africa. Even though quite advanced to say US crana, they believe in the spirituality part of elections.
Okay.
Inti mesre me focus afidi so edi ade sedia ma Ghana asofo form penning for no. Se minor say ya it affect even the church because our sorrow no se nipa wo no mu nya adwuma omo collection tour is affected. So wa sorry ma wo asoro dan mu na omo personal finances enko ya it affect the growth of the church. So the church must not be seen as a sacrilegious organization. The church must avert itself to the fact that economic indicators ne koye banking sector koye insurance koye road sector koye it affect number one the personal finances of the people. Number two, it affect the affirmative growth of the church. And I know said the American akutie bia nim nira.
Say je obo bia akutie.
Na so tete bia no bone mo ayefunu awia otobodo no anadwo. So tete bia no bone. Those they know themselves. Abana ye koton. Mr. Speaker, we say me de meji bibia di wa manyo semo. Meji bibia di. I'm a free thinker in politics. And ye politics and kasa media me ye Muslimi ni Quran kwana mjide we sa be lusu be twa be meji bibia di. Na me de mjide e kire me say 2024 election no Ghana for make a decision na we. But don't forget in the spiritual realm no things can be overturned. I believe in that.
You believe in that?
Oh, yeah, I believe in that. Physically, na se Bible mu obi e hira ne ba ne ba. Me ma me tetokrum ba bi no te se o papa hye onu abos o pese o hira no. Onim nwan na ewu fi no kokun baako. Na fa ye aduane bra o papa. Na fa odwan no ho enwi no dra wo ho. Okoye okoje blessing. O tell papa ne cause ni ya meti die. Ya asomase ne bat ni padua no ye esewe. Anyway, my fa blessing them out. Until room maybe in the spiritual realm, in the physical realm, no, some people can overtake you and take your blessing. It's allowed. Until the yes, and say, baby, a DNA con, ye maquine. Now, more the spiritual backers of the country, mining koye. And then let me read the 2024 media fiscal policy review of the government of Ghana. Among Fosika Sheye years back, 7 years ago. I feel a year quarter about can page 6 of the reporter. And I release 1.5 billion Ghana cedi say or more a collapse a bank a confiscate your music into more. But that tells you say a buying way a buyer or that nipa. Into a soft phone a wo kromo hano. Ye best remo. Munyame somno. Mon fam one ye John Dramani Mahama.
BOG Medase, 54 after 7. A high Kessben. Many Mr. Speaker. Mame Embra a year Kojomani on being chosen. Could you imagine?
Major Suminia.
And Pom to say,
I will trade upon Kwame and Darrow, Mammy, who are now swear.
Eradiadum, baby. What's it not to say?
Western of the Senegal, we need to an Boko, na a regional obesha some time back me chade obi senior high school.
Okay.
Na o share era John Dramani Mahama be share boy in 2012. Say kwan bi e dey anim ho no benchema o say Kojo Chrome Road. Say obeye. That was in August 2012. Oba November 2015. About the helicopter in the BC Senior High School Park. When to me and Fakwano so in Sri Lanka Yankopon say Sakwano, Nanadam Kokufado Adaroma, Era Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Becca sword 2020 road near ye. Tinemet me feed the biso, a yami crum quine. Let me feed the biso, a famusa ababe pimwaha, HS a quan.
Was that any crowd?
There be Mimia says so to us, I can't be fastness in Swimuna. In Swimuna and Suber, top fruby will you crum, and I'll be fruby when since him, or Catus in Swat our own call because of Becca. I be so be applies our road to be Becca. And so that road no a trans-international road. It links Ghana to La Côte d'Ivoire because say Kojo Chrome no dunya biri na okwa ben grow na just say wo Côte d'Ivoire mu no. So what you say until aban wet my me kwan sa na aban ase bi o wetimi asan so ama me nananom da ye so abam. So obehwe ye nananom fiti ye nana okum dom me bu ne din se me ma me mu so na bre so na mo pray say wo se so etimi nya fa hodie. Na dan kwa kufodo adaroma 2016 obi pie mu na yana na buman kama de tuna nim say yebeboa no de yeboa na omwa na yeshenya region nti hwa MPP manifesto num the only region I promise you be create was the Western North region nti ahafo Savannah Northeast omunyina benefited from the sweat of Western North and Pampa region yenya ama yoso aye capital me catch all niema region we buy aboya an example mesanso ama since na me chechire ni me teacher ni wa bia senior high unia se frɛ wo sebe sin ko meeting.
Okay.
I was talk radio. Oh. Ebia o se meeting here Tuesday. I was so see Monday. Because Monday no be simbe an match 5. Ba could do talk radio na 7. O kwa no ko baby ada. Tuesday no wa ko meeting no. O ko meeting here point 11 12 unya ka mba. To be sen akwakoda. Na Wednesday wasan so sima an match 5. No be do the be so an match 7. The meeting no be the hours, be 3 hours e kono. Unko you 3 days. Region by the Sunday morning in our Twitter because man was so na is so kwano so na 3 days twa no I 45 minutes so what I say me ka we nyina be so say ye aban a ema hope so what I say aban a ema anidaso e just say me no mi nyina ade ba kopani ye wo driving in through life o and say we anidaso say e ye den krompo a e be yi obi a wo ne ba na so tete ne ba o so we anidaso nti o so tumi hwe aban mi ani na hwe de o mani daso ba ko mani daso and the MPP government. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, our flag bearer, or started digitalization policy, or started Yonkwe National Health Insurance, Yonkwe Ghana card. Obekaya, NDC focus a microphone concoye. Baokase is the cornerstone of development. Nebi Brennan Tiase. Unso koye Ghana card, nesi take you biometrics na. It take you eyelid. Nipo bit made 1,000 years or eyelid and so. You be take you pictures. You be nede ya tour. If we build a database, ni no say na se Ghana crako pension scheme omo database oko NHIS omo database oko DVL omo database ntia de ntin yen link is databases ni nyina and you started death and birth registry ni link hospital records ni link ye link databases ni nyina wie no unima de a mfasode ba ko aba so be kai say policy for MTTU for omo so be so omo electronic ticketing HSA say no database ni wo ho nti si ye bibia we can trace you. Now, you might have a so 2 months in the crowd. We said, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, chairman of the police council. So, what did he do? He made sure the police wanted the intelligent cameras. To be fair, there are a lot of security cameras all around. At India, because we want to combat crime digitally. Because so quite advanced countries are there. I don't know. You see, ultra traffic. That's a camera and a picture. Let's send it to back. Send a picture and call MTT for back ender. Then machine learning, machine algorithms. It's just linked the pictures to the NIA database, and I can eyelid knows some features and it's me pekio pepe would deem baby a walker na would everything is there now. But Obeka Mamunia Richard Ama almost started test pilot in no Kofuria and also or court or is it Cochran to me also no the speed. He even posted it on his Facebook. Say it was a opposite BBR. What the message he received from the police, I have it here. I'll share with you. So what I say, this is somebody who envisaged what dream home. No who say this is where Ghana must go. Ghana, I say a modernized country. Say Ghana be a modernized country. It means the systems must work. Inti if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Kachibe, you say the systems must work, and the system can only work in the 21st century when you have a digitalized modernized economy. So Obekaya, my mom idea back one said, or the sandbox system be by so which was hinged on the NHIS card. Once the NHIS card ne buy na you didn't move money into probability buy no. It means somebody can be digitally identified. Woman says they say Tony Blair can a proposal to the current British Prime Minister and they say on making sure say the British citizens can be digitally identified. This is something that we've brought here in Ghana. Now when the Labour Party for almost finance for growth. No, we propose a sandbox financial system, which Ghana have implemented. In the sandbox system, how are it me year Ghana card? Ne say, to Ghana card number don't quantia. It me year or pensions number, or SNET number. It me year NHIS number. At the same time, and the sound your primary document, how they call bank accounts, and what's so everything is hinged, everything is linked. What's a sandbox system? No, must be implemented in UK. So to one say, Adia Ghana, you know, that is what UK. Currently, the Labour Party is there. Because we want somebody who gives hope and somebody who thinks forthright to lead the people of Ghana.
Very well. It is only 8 o'clock on the dot. Mr. Mumaminya Jumawe ewo UK Embra na afeyemfa conversation no and to us. Dr. Samuel Adomakon, associate professor with the Birmingham University. Now, over the weekend, I came across an article which indicates in the economy, no. When we begin, say, you be use the digital processes, I mean, it will really help companies, especially those within the SMEs, to be able to fight corruption. Ma, mene no any and come on. Doc, Otemeka, good morning. And Pom to say.
Kessben 92.9, Asidan Kwan.
Very well. We'll come back to the good professor now after no Edin Komo. But issues no ewo a Japanese document ewo and a holiday. We'll talk about President Akufo-Addo the address what they made the state prior to this day and so on the campaign trail no and we will have some issues discussed on it. Na yashebe bia candidates ni no and across the country. Na yetimi edi hon komo. But let's start with the Japanese document. Na anope yeni hon komo. Mami Shasi will be yotis. Will be yotis. Mami until for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
President Akufo-Addo has said there's a lot of misinformation in our system. Mami until na yentos.
So, Mr. Speaker, Mami Sancha the leadership of the NDC, and now I know what I say. National chairman Akopimo, United States of America, on a bigger forum. It's all about governance and leadership. The flag bearer and so nam the upper is the northern part of the country. And so we had the feedback, any enthusiasm about as much ado about nothing about any propaganda from any camp. I keep telling people, so you can't build something on nothing. Obi name digital economy be any say in digitalization there are two fronts to it, the fiscal component and the software. Now so Obi sit down now. Na o bana se dano ton kunya gumu. You must you take more pride as opposed to the see down. Mahama laid the foundation, optic fiber cable, the infrastructure, Accra Digital Center, and I'm challenging my brother in terms of infrastructure architecture. They come nowhere near the NDC and John Dramani Mahama and late Professor Mills. Into be a West Sidine, West Sidine, yes, ho, what to foundation, Wama lent or Mara roofing. We are done our Babetna, then we are taking glory to the fast. One our betna, then anymore, we must commend you more. That's a big joke. Now, fast forward. Mr. Speaker, I want to say, the end result of the Japanese so-called document is to jeopardize the public wealth and to personalize the wealth of the nation to few people's pocket. Now, I mean, we a year 2024 media fiscal policy of the MPP government. Now, the army person me raise this contentious issue on page 14, paragraph 67, and permit me to read. Update on Eurobond holders. Mr. Speaker, government is committed to securing debt treatment from all other external creditors consistent with the comparability of treatment principle ensuring the G20 common framework. We are pleased to announce that on the 24th June 2024, government reached an agreement in principle with the Eurobond Holders Committee to restructure approximately 13.1 billion of external Eurobond by 4.7 billion provides a debt relief of poor fund problem during the program period. Mr. Speaker, the debt restructuring will result in reducing the present value of our public debt to 55% by 2028 as embedded in the IMF-supported PEG program. The end result of this reading is Zambia restructured external debts.
Okay.
At the end of the day, the Paris Club, China, and most of those countries, they took hold of their strategic national assets. I mean, can we have one with you for say? I bring beer no mind beer be restructure an external car or dear ewa bonten so for hono. At the concomitant financial impact by minus. There's nothing like free lunch in the financial world. Minua yikasa orato ya na me hwe na na mesro ni mita ye mesre. Under the Fourth Republic, so onima me kan kire no. Even Rollins crowd no ye soja aban. A Medigan so a maka ye de no yamfa paso anto obi atim. It is the biggest shame of the country. Onima me kan kire no. When I hear people say Dr. Mamu Bawumia economic risk or digital man. Prior to 2016, was he talking about digitalization? You were talking about the economy. And a Ghana for nya omu GDA. And the economy na man Dr. Mamu Bawumia. The economy na man no. The end result no se mu ye nim guasefo. Ene obi oya bontensu ni a oto bond from 2017 be pemu ne no. Mo chinchim ne nsa akọ ne chiaka kire ne say 13.1 billion ananka was a mu mutua mantimi antua no. Mo 4.7 billion ago. Just because so ensunsanso de be brama no nie. Obi bio ye sikani wa manone. A da chin bia nkopɛ so de ne sika ba be raman no na man ne koyi no. Onfa ne sika ma. We ne scorecard. It is a wo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na de economy ne so a wo no. Ene ka manfo de pensioner fo sika domestic bond external bond holders no dia paso otuma. You cannot come and sit on this big platform and tell me say or the data man will krobenso. They tosu me no. Ashanti region. I'm going to the Japadia document. On said me do some in what 10 minutes me boy. Where a global info analytics report dated 1st August 2024. We can so cry.
I know I printed.
I said was me printed. Now I'm printing but now some beggars a propaganda. Where a verifiable document. Now you see, me do call the executive summary. Reading paragraph 2. Okay, paragraph 1. Second opinion poll carried out in Ashanti region for 2024 showed that Dr. Mahmoud leading the region with 65%. Agreed. Dramani Mahama 24%, Alan 9%, Bediako 1%. Ehana yeme deno. Compared to July 4th poll, which was conducted this after Dr. Mahmoud was unannounced, who showed 73%. Into the data. Abra ye Machopoku Prempeno. Now Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia score is 73%. Few days later, the water has found its level, 65%. It tells you, say, statistically, what dropped by 8 percentage points. Where your data, you can be emotional and argue. I'm arguing with data. Because about 73, no more the arguments, so na po the fever biaba. But I'm telling them, Akola will be woo, or the matter Gary will be woo. Or the madam for Kwame Appiah Kessben obewu. Or the money ni amopa obewu. What you say? Ama money nye. Na me kwa Japade mu die na be ma asante man. Ye yi na pon ye boje ne so fra ne ntoma. Ye se nipa bia no peso hunu suma mani mie nanum. Wanum kasa na kire sante wo wanum. Enti wo ze wanum kasa e na kire wo nipa suban. Unya mampani abedi akire ndi yo. Kwame Nkrumah odi ne moja akoje man no. Ma at a point Kwame Nkrumah person odi independence no. JB dan call ye mo prekes odi mo UGC's by obewo MPP ne no. A letter to the Queen. Say in here for ahudie. Now you got the nerve on that day to tell some Kwame Nkrumah no. Ghana force there be. So when you so bi anya ne wase. Nti 73% na the man was bread na pono. I hear about 65%.
Yeah, but there are still some more months to go.
Now I'm coming there. Nantu ka say there better. Okay, so this near there your team that's run ya may crash. So there be. Let me go to the Japadia document. Kratawi. Ya de ba fi ha obekaya one kasa kra out here kunyo at a point you popo it and I agree. You have been professional. And I will catch you say there is no author to the document. And once it doesn't have a scientific author and a verifiable author, no, we cannot throw it around. ɛna si ata na te de out there if no koye nka bio ye de sie ntu hwe ya at a point no I stopped coming to the studio with the document. You know why? Because we could not authenticate the source, the verifiable source of the document. Nti okachem say BOT.
Obi answer.
And I agree because there's an evidence act. Evidence act nature say o court na obo okwan adu na okasa wi a wasem na wo kan fa ho evidence there. Nti when you see there be asma Mr. Speaker kan ye nyansa wo Kwame Kessben ba se mi nyansa wo. Na nyansa wo ni se sa na tie dia ene yen reading page by page. Na yen hwɛ the implementation niema a ekoso. Mr. Speaker, we obotugu ye meji tomu because evidence acts meant me produce. Ene ye se sa na tie dia yen track niema e wo krata enu mu no. If it were fabricated, a propaganda, yen hwɛ se propaganda is it happening? Number 1, Central Bank. A Japadia document ni mu no. Ye state clear say Central Bank ni begu no say to. It's not take it over. And penny ampa me challenge me brother. Me ne kasa wi a o man ne source. Under the Fourth Republic, there is no way Central Bank aboka do 10 billion Ghana cedi da. Under them, one fiscal year 2022, Central Bank boka over 60 billion Ghana cedi. Not only that, it is projected say by 2026 no Ombeboka 114 billion Ghana cedi. And mesre ubi a ohemi na no pay 80 mino. Kopel krata be a friend The Conspiracy of the Rich, written by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Kiyosaki say, anytime you see government incurring losses, no, it goes into the pocket of politicians. Into wo wa bang our free Western no bia our se Mahama Shebo August coin where ni so inte kufa be wa ya kwan ntam wotime dru hantem no. Abaya obema ye lose 60.something billion within one fiscal year no. Sa aba no so ye okwan ma wa. What is the logic in it? Number 2, Security and Exchange Commission SEC. Because Security and Exchange Commissioner, a honey trades a stock to be per se or to shares or a bank company, public listed company. A honey so much say will take over the leadership. And Mr. Speaker, in taking over the leadership, you know, most of these people came from Data Bank as well. Number 3, Data Bank Financial Services. You see, you could be a food nigga. Me can send you I'm a rapport up. Abra Ghana bebo kabia ko Eurobond market akobo bosia bokano. Ken Ofori atanya mfaso because he became a de facto transactional advisor to the government of Ghana. Enti se me obi be ka kire me say Kevin GVG oko communication industry. It was in the Equator Enterprise Group as a main insurer of the government of Ghana. With my background in insurance, insurance is 1 million to guarantee safety funds to develop a country. And yekwa, see an anonymous establish a SIC insurance company to be an insurer for the state. About way by about 70 to 80% of urban insurance policies, private person here. Let's be careful, Mama can show you. John Roman and my excellency Kanwapa is now say, let us even admit, say the Japadia document is fabricated. It
I am on a match NDC for.
Oh, they are fan side natural. Now say NDC fought me now say trocrata. Man say me woman MPP me and pepe then na say NDC for ya prophet I been. NDC ni atena se hunu say obebo man no. Na mpanyina mpa sa atirimu po na NDC ni nya ye no. Wa bo man no de a. Na we mambofo number 1. Me dem anu si on Japade no. Document we eyanim gwase ma wiase nyina. Eyanim gwase document. Hwe Mahama say building the next Ghana we want. One can say Japade say and you see among frontier ha. The NDC and the public is not speaking against Achimfo. There be yen kan say Achimfo nyina o. Na mo ye kan busuakuo bi o mo dia show mo team say Ghana ne aban Japade ye o mo dia. Ento ya Achimni a we are not talking about you. But we are talking about clantocracy. That kind of family now. Omuna yo omadwen say ye na na amwati ofori pani hwane no sabusua ketwa no eni say we ya chimabu akwani we ya chim hwane ni a we are not referring to you but we are referring to a certain tripod a bi omo dwen so omo no de Ghana no ye omo dia say ye insurance say ye banking say ye bibia no ye mfa ma omo wo ye Ghana na ohwe me na no pe holiday we ya Kwame Nkrumah di ne moja akoje man no a 7 December is an opportunity say so for voters ID card now person wunya man bia enkoye teka na fa aban empreja pade mo ho ne omo chirima na me papa kan say mi se wiase ade ya ne so obi a ne ho etan be bokro no ya chen bibia ini so obi a ne ho etan ne ho nyefe no wia wa ya amanfo bi mu wia yesika no ho so nyefe nti 7 December no is an opportunity say for voters ID card na bi sa ho say wo pe aban beba na obeku nyuma ana wo pa aban obeye krata bi e be friend building the next Ghana we want to dia enya aban bia say eye chiniya aban eye mahama aban jena na aban eye BOT aban eye wonso aban because NDC there eye egalitarian government yenyenye mu.
But I say 15 quarter after 8. This is Kessben 92.9 Kessben TV live across the country on all platforms. We'll share live on DSTV, on channel 364, Go TV, channel 121, free to air, digital, and I'll pay Winyai, and I pay on your multi TV digibox, so I'll pay Winyai. Could you, Mammy, too, and I am.
And so maybe I will start here no day, a Japadia no Sebio, send out kind of book any author there and say discuss, but I'll come there. I mean, Fanfia say, say, Union no name history. Ubisa Obra George Euphoria, he will tell you, as somebody who've been in the telecommunication industry for 6 years, and as somebody who have been in the energy industry since. There is no way about digitalization as Sema Obeye will say. Union Kasan was saying digitalization started from John Dramani Mahama. It's a big lie. Unim the backbone. Okay, time President Kufuor forming NITA. That was the first time we first built a data center. Perhaps you may not even a data center here where we generate everything before we move it to the backbone sites, and then now other sites are taking it up. Kufuor time was when it started. What I say? Kufuor time so on time na GIFEC, Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communication, GIFEC. Yeah. Obekaya in 2004, yeah. It was formed. What I say? Government is a continuum. Kufuor do buy from 2018. To 2022, and 88% of the fiber optic fiber cable networking and licensing were issued in Ghana. So what I say now, you issue by your candipa of building the platform. So okay, time you build a mobile money interoperability. Okay, the Septon switch deal, which was costing Ghana about $1.2 billion. You buy yeah, the man local company, just a local company. Then they say digitalization driver, yeah, driving in have been done by local companies. I pay 4.3 million. I not be brina, you be brina or what? In can carry a school Gen Z for no. And I'm person make sure my BBC say, okay, so first no na ubi a WhatsApp account in your business account too. But okay, so see ubi a WhatsApp account in the business account because ubi a timiton BBA. Then the referee say there is a history to it because first no. Now you sue MTN na MTN kwa na meet ma send this car amount. Meet me kran send come bank ma ka se me ye fi me bank. Ni ho. E MPP buy up that woman e dey buy no ma e-commerce e booming in Ghana. That was ma e-commerce e booming ya. E se obi hu obi a wo so oton ade on Instagram or ton ade because when we saw the number na to no deliver any network you are on. Bank bia will be with ma send this car no e dey amano. That is the person we want. Nipa wo sa adwena opese ye tumpon e wa brabom no sa nipa ne ye hia no e wo yasetem na unia se wo behwe niema e koso e wo Ghana half say ejapade book ne na sefo me hu book a wo betra wan kasankasa betra be mistake in your name. There are a lot of mistakes in the ejapade book. Odwin hokra want to say yesterday I was listening to Mebra Miracles and or draw my attention. I mean, didn't draw my attention. Say, now I must say, movie Kojo upon Chroma, a Ministry of Communication. Kojo upon Chroma, who the spelling of the Kojo no. And let me say that you mean farm drink or something concoction. Then to be a moment na see true book. Yes, one pass of my na see true book no mutizano. Now book no company. I see picture be pass. I the say Ajman Prempe the first picture near the year instead of Fufuriata. Just a hope printy. They could not even verify the information. Now, when you are met national measure on this whole grand scheme agenda by the NDC is always to pitch, to develop hatred for the Achim people. That's what I see. But I be a normal year for Achim people. Achim, there are 3 main groups: Achim Kutuku, Achim Bosome, and then Achim Ebuakwa. No more targeted the Achim Ebuakwa. No more year Japadie for Achim. No more intimidation. I say, now why should we target a tribe or an ethnic group like that? Why? Is it their fault? Say Sebioka Frache, they are dominating in the Ghanaian politics, which even didn't start from now. And yes, hard time you crumple the best starting. Me say do I Rebecca Founders Day once where we will know from 1897 to 1947. Name a course. It didn't even start from now. Or here or dinner kunya two crumple my banishing the fee Ghana. I Osajifo Ofuriata the second. Or because no per se or the Abrofoni and the ninja or sorry he was banished away from Ghana. A lot of things have happened. And so but let's antagonize them. Let's give a dog a bad name and hang it. Yeah, Macramani di Bonnet, that is what the NDC have been doing. And yes, sir, I'm telling you with all honesty, this book and yet worthy of discussion. This is just a figment of some people's imagination.
Worthy of discussion, no, the president of the state.
The president said it because
I throw light on it. Yes,
the president said it because we know the stock of trade, a party that have a propaganda secretary. Obekai 2008, almost say ye won Kofobi Ghana Hanoma Kofo, good organ in Kofo Atwafa. So okay. Okay, I say, the bank accounts but we will millions of dollars for Prudential Bank. Me, I mean, another Adokufo, Bundy, some Mammy Muso. Near so, the Ghana's richest man. And they sold it in Ghana for a so money at 12 by the TR NPP government. When Fifi Kote and Co went to parliamentary vetting committee, our honorable Sechairman said, Bisa and says, I will not see you. Who say it was a lie. No, besides, I said, so did you use the same medium to clarify, or so I even use a larger medium, which was using my voice to say it's a lie? No, catch and say, oh, Honman or Mr. Speaker, you see this childish play. That was what they did. Magana look here, say President Kufuor, yes, so bad. He's an evil person. Same is what is happening under another Kufuor. They said they are going to do facts. They will never do facts and they will never do policy to policy because they have none. So they will always try to almost dodgy no and then propaganda assume see yengun hufi yenkase yengun hufi oh can gabi when Setepe went to first Eurobond, who were his financial advisors? When he first went to Eurobond, who was his financial advisors? So what he said now there's a big lie here. There's a big lie here. There's a big lie here. Or you say when you go for debt restructuring, it means see there's one thing that have to be clear. All the bondholders, some of TBOC were never affected. The people who were affected were people having institutional bonds, institutional bonds. No, they were the people that the so-called debt restructuring affected, not citizens per se, say individuals per se, say even when they wanted to even use the pension fund, they stood against it and it thought now back to the point, say a call any external creditors. Do you know some Ghana debt waiver? They gave us a debt waiver. Do you know who was the chairman of those committees? Abrofunu committee no mushia na no more discuss. Do you know who was the chairman? It was Ken Oforiatta, Ghana's former finance minister. He was the chairman. He was actually even looking at a 40% debt restructuring in the year around 37 or 38% debt restructuring, which has given Ghana a leeway because Bima Council no debt forgiveness almost somebody a chain. That was about $2.8 billion. And a Bimuso Honma instead of say best statistics from 2024 no or much from 2027. So from 2027 they will start paying just according to the same term. And that was what I've given Ghana the physical space now to operate. So let it be stated, say the fact say
could you any achievement
there be unim. And then when you see once if you be baby
ya deka ya bobosia okay ya yusu bosia ne dia ya ne ba I mean maturity periods about as you see into say because we are in difficulties. You see, and restructure debt. You pushing question. I mean, time I will see a detail. You found question. Ebinum so I agree. So, or more haircut. Or more so at their mind. You want higher. Yes. and only the greatest achievement.
And yet the greatest achievement. It's never an achievement. But let's not forget, say, hey, may I say, Kano Kufa do Bano Kobo Kano. There be. Only you didn't come on, no master or master to say, or more fat canning in cities. But they forget, say, all those canning in Yokobono in dollars. Into Minumi, now, Opa, let's go to the Bank of Ghana documents. Nayan share because some Kobo be sending in dollars. Young Kobo Jamason Kobo be sending in cities. Not share in dollar term. Debt to Kufa do the account. Not in dollar term. Debt to Kufa do the account. When I finish, I would because it's so. Nini na ewa ha say and say digital economy you know digitalization in my so immediately I'm done. I will just snapshot every debt in dollar term from 2000 till now in dollar term for you to see. Now when you penny for say bravery and bar money and Sebio Kafrache until 2019 na sanema we nyina even until February 2022 now uni message rate now $1 to 5.2. Opa check it. February 2022. However, when Russia entered Ukraine, which brought about supply chain disruptions, something that if he believes and he's into a chartered accountant, he would know. And so when there's supply chain, yes, when there's supply chain disruption, we say import inflation. Do you know how it works? Me, I'm in the petroleum industry. Let me use petroleum as an example. Who import, if I say 1 metric ton of petroleum, that's $100. On the petroleum, any DAP deliver at a point. Until CBR obey no in tank at the mount. First, no, none the shipping cost nina for the one empty no. None the shipping cost nina $20. Immediately, we import if you Rotterdam. Immediately. Asa omo enter honoma sa si no enye we say ni no e honoma na supply chain disruptions omo say so omo divert no mo do coffee baby ntia dia na first e cost $20 no e be 10-fold. If you will check it increased by 10-fold to $200 into what top product no oto no $100 o shipping cost no nko akwa ko $200 into the be DAP the be good in tank ni mu wia e wo say utua no sa $200 that's increased by 10-fold. What happens? And then when you look at the petroleum price now, semi-importer, we can do the math. Semi-importer is importer is in dollar, but semi-banner beton at the pumper is in cedis. Until I was say me pump no, me demand retail and retailer demand OMC now. OMC will have to go and look for $1 to buy from the BDC, and then the BDC will have to look for use the same dollar to either pay bust or pay or more import product in the buyer no. You say product here my baba $200. It is the first na bien so be kuta $20. You say so pay $200. It brought enormous pressure on our dollar. Until now, in the space of between March to November 2022, that dollar no moving from 5 to 17. That was the main reason. Until as problem no buy.
But I know that what they good for.
Debut, maybe because good for oil no. Opa Google see ya. Obe good for oil. A position paper. I did an extensive work on it, and even these people contacted me. Daily Graphic. And then it's Daily Graphic and Business Science. So they even published it. I submitted it to a journal for publication. I did extensive work on it until it was even published. Google says here, the Ghanaian versions is here, good for oil, a position paper. There you would know my credentials.
Okay.
The reason why I'm saying
this.
So what I say, and see, that was the reason. Now, when those price hikes happened, a currency need depreciating, then fuel prices were up. Ghana Hanum, inflation experiencing now is petroleum based. Once petroleum prices goes up, every other thing in Ghana goes up, and that was why you saw a hike in lorry fares, and then as if of which the country has still not been able to recover. Okay. So let's not be say, and the can do. I've just given you a basis where Sir COVID any Russian-Ukraine war into how many prime ministers have the British changed?
Very well.
Maybe so how many? They've changed 3. Unim said because of COVID, Donald Trump losing election in the United States of America. And check how Donald Trump lost his election. It was because of his handling of the COVID. So let's also be and pretend it's nothing happened. Obima Bresso, can you tell me the single thing that happened worldwide the pandemic or anything that affected the whole world between 2009 and 2016? Can you tell me?
28 minutes after 8, Mamen Fast, Dama, Eclipse Collateral Management, and pay one more Adaroma, Eclipse a collateral management company, and say one more Joe Japadi and Krata and one, na a fe one more dia Juma, na one more tia commission, ewo hon, and pay say, would me na we Japadi ram, pacho, why and Krata. Atu Japadi and so and Krata no bet me a Juma na edisika ababe show botum Eclipse one more Juma one more no. At any point in time, we hear our papers one more ebesanso at the what the at the amount. Pacho we Japadiano, one more enfa, one more sa enko bebia, the tia, ana ebekoswa aye. Na afe we a businessman and a businesswoman, open loan. Only collateral, ubeti me at the secure loan na anopay, only Eclipse for any encomo na one more ebejo so ashe. Abwa wamo be assisto with collateral and no anebeti mi ama wonsa account loan and ope omo adaroma wamo aboye ye pa se opo mo cha kwan ya wamo wo enkran ha dental new site Abakan Street eho ana obe hu omo in the Greater Accra region from numbers no on 0266999020 0266999020 and after 0302551877 0302551877 na when Eclipse any encomo anope think safety and a decent income one more adaroma and anope one more abuayen. It's 8:30 but me fast than be Emma St. Louisa local rice na anope St. Louisa for abuaye ye papa pampacho o fi anope na obedi rice eye healthy rice mpacho yemfa bibia no enfremu na eye direct from the Ghanaian farmer nimfo mu ana yetimi aso ho kama e de amount na ekita the original taste of rice anope SSA when it's St. Louisa edi enkomo na oje mu a eye papa emu a onu asi ho no mu mpacho and say and teach you in Yansa enti anope ope papa no SSA when it's St. Louisa edi enkomo utimi ope se uye agent na utunududo mu eton na enonso ebeye wadwuma wo ye dia anope se ofre St. Louisa for a womo ene obedi nkomo na afi womo timi aboa uye pa make it a point na when you money nkomo on 0277 452742 0277452742 and after 0546242343 0546242343 na woni St. Louisa eni enkomo se ope womo echi akwan but womo wankra ha La Paz ana obehu womo eben Ecobank no na anope woni womo eni enkomo womo ebeje so ahwe etime aboa uye pa na Bayport Savings and Loans fixed deposit investment no mpacho aba na ene Bayport Savings kancho se wutie ye ne akwanya no eni se wodi osika no ebeto fixed deposit mu na afi womo ne wa negotiate the level of interest ubenya ewo osika ne so enwachi no womo ebeboa ma osika no awu bebre na no ede ama eno nti anopai se wo ye Ghana ni na wotie yen na wokita eye 5,000 Ghana cedis or more SSA offer eye Bayport Savings and Loans but you ahade odo sika to ho a haircut sembia no ede baabia eno achi no ubetimi ede ato ho bosumi miensa bosumi nsia ananso se afe baako na afe sika no aye adwuma awo moho ede abaw anope Bora Bayport Savings and Loans wo mo branches ni nyina mo se wo nkran ha obeko eye kokomlemle ATTC school no enche ho ape eho ana oni omo ebedi nkomo manager ewo ho anope oni the team no atena sempacho wo frɛ mo questions bia wo bia no womo ebeje so baby esese ebe wonso a womo director okono mpacho wombe ni nyina anope woni Bayport eni nkomo on 0245153283 0245153283 and after 0263007922 0263007922 na woni Bayport Savings and Loans any enkomo anope na womo ebeje so 33 minutes past 8 this is Kessben 92.9 and then Kessben television live around the world baby amoshi free biano anope ma yenda munyina no ase but remember mo 2 minutes 8 BOT on rebuttals of this na afi yemra the other substantive issues.
Just speak a quick one. Mami making it clear say you can't be our make statement our patch our. The running mate of MPP today, Echo Veteran. He cashed out all the printable words so you should tear Mahama. The video is there. napo abro call vet na vet na ibisa na say nsema wo kan fa Mahama hono do you stand by it and it's a case the just be jejo be napo doesn't deserve to be a running mate but today he's a running mate of your party
na napo dey why there's a komo aye dey say
tie on my key point to say Fifi Kwete make key statement against Kofo
and
no
statement.
So his statement
A false statement.
whether false or through his statement
It's different from
so he made
insulting
statement
somebody.
against Kofo
Anyway.
and adverting no and I make catch us say all the side just taking ba mu dia o running mate and no oye franka tu for be the chima o pet no also your trofo because adverting publicly the video is there or no aka sense some ka fa Mahama ho no boa ndi wa twa san and he said the Fifi Kwete be yastic there and your daughter Matopoku Prempe doesn't deserve to be a running mate because your trofo because on one no master na me dey judge. Number 2 mami niana nka na obabi da say propaganda secretary Barton ko internet say ampato just yenye quick exercise type me no propaganda. Propaganda is neutral. It's neither positive or negative. So let us educate your viewers properly. I can cite many countries. Go to internet. Type the word propaganda. Mean of the word propaganda. Type it. Propaganda is neither negative or positive. It is how you see it. So you can't try to me so. Now me be Simon Noah. I'm responding to. I'm a propaganda secretary. So the fact that we now communication officer or director now will be propaganda secretary, it doesn't make it negative. Go to internet. Just type. Me no propaganda. So no, we shouldn't deceive the viewers and the public. Propaganda ain't bad, ain't good, and a neutral word. Read it to your viewers. Me pesa ukan, me pesa ukan. What does it? It mean you don't tell say. Good. The fact is Obi and the communication officer in the past or propaganda secretary no doesn't mean it's a negative thing that also feels NDC crack. No, it's not. Propaganda.
Read the meaning of propaganda.
Yeah, read
from
it.
Oxford.
Information, especially of a biased or
Misleading nature.
used to promote a political
cause
or point of view.
I mean,
He was charged with distributing enemy propaganda. That's an example. Now the point two
Good.
is a committee of cardinals of the Roman Catholic Church responsible for foreign missions. Okay.
Thank you.
Founded in 1622. Blah blah blah.
Mr. Speaker,
What
the 2 meanings?
Yes.
You can't choose what suits you and make your case. You can't. What are the 2 meaning now on this platform? 1 minute is talking about misleading. And it's a me and this ni. Na se o pese wo de asembone to me party so number respond do. I will not allow you to go that way. That is the first one. The second one here about foreign mission. And it's a year NDC. You pese a ton yensem all over the world. We can put on us a propaganda secretary of the party.
So you propagate.
Yeah, we propagate. So you see, we should educate your viewers. Aha yet and your babet na ha obi ni nyansa chen. But the word propaganda make our show we so is neither positive
now
nor
according
negative.
to the Cambridge Dictionary, the information, ideas, opinions, or images
Good.
often only given one part of an argument that are broadcast, published, or in some other way spread with the intention of influencing people's opinions.
Thank you. And Mr. Speaker, Mr. And you see the wa. And one you see, Obia and a classroom. And to be say propaganda secretary. Propaganda is neither positive nor negative. It depends on the context. And I hear NDC say, Yan say mawo metna ha ntwan tro say Fifi Kwete nkwa na withdraw the west. Dr. Matu program members who are withdrawn the west adverting. And it's a Fifi Kwete cabinet nya. Mo running mate so your trofo and also and the propaganda no in this point that how it went. Moving to the point. Okay, so Okasembi say I've never said on this platform say Mahama the father of the digital economy in Ghana. No, I never said. They can say, what share infrastructure Mahama build there? Yeah, Baumia doesn't come nowhere near close. It don't mean can't tell me so be a was sit down. Accra Digital Center, why you way, what creative way, why even passport biometric cry, you can say no online passport system, no, and this need to buy. And the video is there for Hannah Tete and launching in Ghana. And yen to say, so fail on economy. Yeah, ma my own jump to digitalization. The chato. Meanwhile, can say
see for mommy
restructuring of debts. And so are you not ashamed? Say Mahama na mo se wa bon under na penso no. Yan restructure debt. Are you not ashamed, say, under my pencil, a foreign direct investor be who credit discuss ne munti or the misike bagan or bring whom you know? Are you not ashamed? Say pensioner for the history of Ghana. E bin si da. Most Rollins no ye buga. Rollins a crown no ye soldier nearby no and sit da. Say pensioner for si kakam. You should be ashamed. And me, so we babu now join MPP. This is the moment I'll shout at the Fuwa Black Nashe because it's a petty of shame.
May I say now, to come to you, no, the Oxford Dictionary also defines propaganda as this. I'll say it's a persuasive mass communication that filters and frames the issues of the day in a way that strongly favors particular interests.
Good.
Usually those of a government or corporation. Compare agenda setting. Also, the intentional manipulation of public opinion through lies, half-truths, and the selective retelling of history. And this is the Oxford Dictionary.
Mr. Speaker, we already 3 sources.
Yes, exactly.
So, it depends on the angle we be take here free. But I can say, yes, the word propaganda is neither positive or negative.
Okay.
And to more being function, it say
on
contest. And function, it say propaganda is a bad word. No.
Very well. But,
no, let's have that education.
I think Kojo contest is clear. For him to have said, say, I mean, mutual and
no, I say party or propaganda secretary. And I'm educated of you say propaganda is neither good nor bad.
Mr. Speaker, you see, facts don't lie. Say facts don't lie. So we read it now. There's one thing a common, a clear on all the things you read. Or say biased, lying, to suit a political viewpoint. So when you form a propaganda secretary, your intention of forming the side position and say you want to spread what biased, misleading information to suit your political cause. It is a catch also a party of a propaganda secretary. It means a party a matnas ya bomb trim pose modie sebio a niema enya no kre a niema emfa kwamuno modie mo be kama amanfo hu say ya netie so when it said you be a room no kokun ekura obaya me say hey aboa kese bia wakokunu pa aboa kese no mo dem obi tie be kase aboa kese dey say your sunu so nipa no kokun ekura. That is the meaning of propaganda. And you know it's clear they should just accept it. You see the whole thing and the whole debate ni nyina say yen within the NPP we are saying say okasa no okasa me o say ye buy and ye boka ye haircut unia make kasa me kan say me o me brebre am anya den amaniemba from until 2002 sa covid ko enya 2020 enya 2020 2021 we say hwiensi 2022 emoma and that's why I gave you the illustration 2022 enya supply chain because Ghana is an import driven country ye niema bia ye kra enti sadi baby obekwa kra afino se niema no bo triple de ba de na obeye mam ha so de no ebekọ soro niema mam ha so de no ebekọ soro na wunim. There is another twist to all these things. Obeka say in 2022 media mu hon ma so na ye ka se pese ye de e-levy ba because na ye nya ska to pay our sana debtors. Said drag year to January 2023 before it was passed. What did that do? Emma investors ni nyina crack say they say kroma for krompo de omo nti omo ho ase. So everybody started withdrawing their money, and when they withdraw, which currency would they withdraw from? Is it not the dollar? Any dollar number withdraw. So there were a lot of things. There were a lot of things that happened.
Into office, some will solve the problems and challenges. Right?
That is why Nana Kufuor made a profound statement. Time I covered by or say on na buying. Omunim kwan will be who is first no munim kwan as economy ni say ya first repair no. And in the first quarter 2024, economy net may grow by 4.7%, which is factual. And in the first quarter 2024, economy net may grow by 4.7%. It tells you say, as some of Papa can no nim the oka. Na economy at Japan some it me free senior high school, it man focus school free. Economy at Japan some agenda 111 ekoso. Economy at Japan some bimu ko kate sort of XES o mantimi anye. Nhwe den ekokosi ama police for o mutim. Economy at Tiapansam. Look at how we have retooled the police service. That was the IGP. Also, we're receiving motors over 7,000. So what I say? We're receiving motors over 7,000. Economy at Tiapansam. Yetima district road improvement project. Drip. Yedim fidia ebe ye kwine because you come chrome. Debi so de kwa mwashe de kwa kakanambo. De yesu wane kwine. Economy at Tiapansam no. Wetumi di aye. Ene kan bibi chira wo se papa na sema o kan ye ne se. Sebi rich da abogana no. Yenim kwanya e befa so e obi wo e benya ne no. Na mmom no se ye say economy ni kwa na nkrofo timi nya nkwa na omotina ho ye wi a ye bebo ye ma bombelet ye be chechiro man no biem ampampa papa ne kan ye no so ye sebi ye ntena be ka se sebi ahokyere wa Ghana no ahokyere ni ha ahokyere o ba bia se ne ahokyere wa Ghana ha no nanso ye sei pediowa ni da so ntina Mr. Timi meyi ni na me sei dia mema wako wonim ade mema Ghana fo yakọ yanim ne se e wosi enya hope na between John Dramani Mahama and ye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia hwan na bema woni da so na hwan na bema wo hope na wunia wonim bibi so what me say so say baby western of for the ben atifi man dem won nti de bia de ye kan say eye agro no party mienu no agro no omo de ba fie because me no ka say me fa kura fie boga nti agro no ye de ba fie a ba ko wa kwanya so obekọ mfie nwotwe ba ko so wa kwanya so obekọ mfie 9 nti wo hwe mfie 9 ani mfie nwotwe na wan kasa we de wope the fie 9 ni mpo na oba ye ni mpo no ye hu de oyeye na wo ya okwa omba biem na de na obeye ntu wo fie a se wate ase se kasa kire abadwemba na wadwen ho na wayi ni mako se konie ene besia haban no yini mako na wuyi a na obehu se NPP ni NDC no se bio ye nyepe na as people ye koyanim no we must have hope na benya ni that's why it's only one person and one yera Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia.
But I say 8:45. This is Kessben. Mamin Kaimo messages ni bia mode abba. This one says that good morning, Mr. Speaker. The NPP are doing well, but the one thing they must do is to reduce the prices of fuel so that things will drastically come down in the country. Thank you. One for with the anchor. Apacho, I am one for with the anchor. Na yehu baby mode free at the eba. Gaddafi anyway free Sehin Sarah Anna Eba. Good morning, Speaker. You are doing a great job. Please, digitization is good for a country, but how is it going to benefit my illiterate old woman of 65 years? Please, I want to know the explanation to that, and how can a doctor of economics turn to a digitized person? Thank you. Sir Gaddafi, and your messenger, Odiabano pay. I'm grateful. Mamin Kainway in free a year. Amia Francis, or the way free Memphis Central, Anna Eba. Good morning, Speaker. Nanado's speech about Kwame Nkrumah was unfortunate, and he lowered the credibility of his own government, and Ghanaians are going to vote against the New Patriotic Party for trying to rewrite Ghana's history, because Kwame Nkrumah never dies. Indeed, the NPP must know. Thank you, Amiel, for a message. Sir Prince is sending this one. Good morning, Speaker. The issues of Founders Day, what is its essence in our current dispensation? Thank you, Sir Prince, for a message, and on a very table. So we are coming to that issue shortly. Good morning, Speaker. The NDC can lie. Why do they explain propaganda in a different way, even after reading for them? Highly disappointed in BOT and Opay. Rafina Edway Free Ejura Anna Ebaya. Rafina, thank you for a message. I would Opay. This one says that, good morning, Mr. Speaker. Answer me. When did they write a book called Ejapadia, and when did NDC find out that particular book? NDC always uses divide and rule agenda to divide Ashanti against the other tribes in order to win elections in Ghana. That is why the NDC is inciting Ashanti people against the Achim people. Ofa Yao Jimfi, Edway Free Kumase, Anna Ede Ebaye. Over Yao, thank you. For a message I would pay. Greetings to you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Alexander Kweku Abedu from Sehin Sarah. Kindly tell the NPP rep that Ghanaians are suffering, so he should address the hardship in the country that his government has placed on Ghanaians instead of making a whole noise about his job in the energy sector. The state of the economy is what ordinary Ghanaian is experiencing. Thank you for a message. With the na Alexander, you're strategical. Alex, you are not in the advertisement, so at hockey to be na or advertising the business. Alex, Martin, yeah, that's your baby to be right. Good morning, speaker. Sir Money, I'm listening to you live. What a fantastic presentation. Thank you. Wulichi, what do you free session Anna Ebai, Bedasene or message? Good morning, speaker, and your crew. I think that the matter of our justice system should be limited to only the elections petition only. You and I know very well that our justice system in our country has been so sad and so bad since independence and since Jen Mensah took his office as electoral commissioner. Thank you for a message. I'm grateful. Good morning, speaker. I'm watching you live from Peru East, and my regards to the honorable BOT. Tell him we need him in Peru East from Chumesi. Chumesi, thank you for a message. I would about and pay medase papa. Good morning, speaker. Please, could you remember that the same NDC government told Ghanaians that the former President Kufuor have another wife from another country in which he have twin babies with her. And at that point, the NDC members went to Kotoka Airport to welcome the white lady. But up to now, that aeroplane hasn't come. So NDC party are always specialized in telling lies. Joseph Channel, my very good friend, sent me that one from Shama in the Western region. Good morning, speaker. Please tell that NDC man in your studio not to declare victory too early, even though voting and the dynamics of voting and changing things, they are creating fears to the public. When it does not go in their favor, what would they do? Ora Martin, SND and no free a year kaswa. Let me do the very last one. Now, Speaker, good morning. Have you seen the difference between NPP and NDC? In fact, may God bless the NPP man, because he is there to sell the vision of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and the NDC is just there to do propaganda and couldn't mention any policy the NDC have for Ghanaians. Andy Eddie Free in Koranza in the Bono East region. Anna Edebai. A lot of messages. Anopay. Mami Embra BOT and Kojoso. And Founders Day, right? And our Founders Day, which is which?
I go with the Founders with the S.
You go with the Founders with the S.
Okay. Yes.
Babinti
on say Sebesha, Sebio Ghana, and you see if ya ne baye. Obia Sebio Obia Woninchi. Na Obekaya, wa Brabro Funubedi and so our Mode Land Bill Act Ebaye, the Aborigines Right Protection Society, which was led by Joseph Casley Hayford, John Mensah Sabamu stood up. That was when we started having the national consciousness towards independence. Say was say a tier home. Now you so now 50 years later in 1947, and you're forming the first nationalist party. And be Bernardo almost as our party no moti and only Omaye Bobo Mudin say Pa Grand, Akwa J, Obichibi Lamte, and then I say for but not any Monkwa. It was formed in Salt Pond, time in the provincial capital of Ghana. It was formed in Salt Pond by clergymen, now so from Pennyfor, by chiefs, by learned people, by businessmen. No omushia ya omo form here because ebeka papa Pa Grant no on the sole bankroller or be the first chairman of the UGCC and RS Blay be the vice chair with Dankwa being the political leader to move for me sir we know e hono dan omo for me no Dankwa speech, and I'm reading from Ghana's the founders fathers Prof Michael Kwe book Watchro. I'm reading from that book page 5. Dankwa on that day omote UGCC no, and will say we have come from all corners of this country to decide how we are going to be governed, a new kind of freedom, a Gold Coast liberty. We left our homes in Ghana. Take note of the word Ghana. We left our homes in Ghana and came down here to build for ourselves a new home. There is one thing we brought with us from ancient Ghana. Take note of the name, ancient Ghana. 870 years ago, we brought with us our ancient freedom. Today, the safety of that freedom is threatened. It has been continuously threatened for 100 years, since the born of 1844, and the time has come for a decision. This is Danquest, just speaking from Danquest's speech. It's a long speech, but I just want to read this portion. So when they formed that political party on 4th of August, and Dankwa make that statement, so it tells you right from that point, say, that time they've come to a conclusion, say we needed an independent Ghana. The independent reached another higher level after February 28 shooting in 1948. Obekaya and the whole nation will be a train who Egum. Nkrumah came to join UGCC in December 1947. This nationwide protest happened in February 1948, 2 months after Nkrumah have come. It tells you, say, people have built something before Dr. Kwame Nkrumah came. And when Dr. Kwame Nkrumah came, Obejina the foundation, so when they brought Oyejuma, he worked very hard. Into Nkrumah, he being the first president of the Republic of Ghana, and also the first prime minister of the Gold Coast, Ghana, yeah, he deserves a special day. Sebi, ubet mama ne day, but the day cannot be the Founders' Day. Sebi, you call America, so more Martin Luther King's Day. Martin Luther King was not part of the founding fathers of America, but they have his day because of the special role he played. And Nkrumah can have his day, and that is what we have instituted, Nkrumah's Day. Edua, Yen Kai Nkrumah, for his selfless service he did for Ghana. Nobody can take that away from him. However, when you use the word founders, now by the say founder, it cannot say it is only him. No. Oko America, you know, say time America for gaining independence on 4 July 1776. Omut me ye constitution, they were able to do the constitution after 10 years, 1787, and son of me forming American Constitution to do America almost more Founders' Day. They don't only recognize George Washington or Abraham Lincoln, but they recognize the 56 people who were able to sit down to draft the first constitution, of which book when you read, when Danquest Cable, the letter or Troy after the 1948 riot, to the British, said the time have come for them to grant us peace, grant us independence. So there is always people who support, and it's not only Dankwa and then the people there. The people at that time, the farmers, everybody needs to be acknowledged. So for me, I think that the Founders' Day is very good. It helps us at that time, national consciousness, so that everybody gets to know, say, oh, where you say, because when you say in the 50s, there was this chief, called Osajifo Ajiman Ofuriata II. Osajifo Ofuriata II. Or no standing so much say the British on peninsula, and he was banished. He was banished. In 1950. All these people had played a role. So what I say, Omomudu Musika, Sebio, Omomudu Musika, funding political party. So what is it?
Yes, we acknowledge the fact that Omomudu Musika started political party. Yes, but the question is that why now? I mean, why? Maybe I just say as a country, is this what is most important? I mean, the ordinary Ghanaian on the peculiar challenges I will face here and pay, we need to be arguing about whether funders and then acknowledging others. Now the question is that what is the real stand, of the new patriotic party? Is it just the vision of President Akufo-Addo to feel say yen celebrating for a contributor here, and that this is the stand of the party?
Now, one thing that we need to understand, as Lord Aston said, the pride of history is the understanding of modern times. For you to really know where you are going, you must know where you come from. So history is very important. So celebrating the day is very important. Celebrating the day, and I make us say it could be you can make it more educative, where we teach people about what was there and it's now. Unim. When Nkrumah became the president, between 1964 and 1965, he printed a coin. The torso. Condidor Ghananized Civitas. It was a Latin, which means the founder of Ghana. Saa kwan no was one of the greatest downfall of Nkrumah. Do you know why? Because many, including his own person, Bedema, the finance minister, no, Eka said when he does that, it brings division. Because there were a lot of people who had contributed towards the freedom of Ghana. So he should not do that. Saa seated division in the community in 1966 no. So what I say. So we need not to bring things that will divide us, but we need to do things that will unite us.
Yes, but we just want clarity to this whole debate and argument. Okay, I just want to understand. Say, a part in the position say yenye side way because already the Holidays Act has been amended to include the 4th August, and we are experiencing it. But what I want to understand, no, and it's a party position, party, no, and I take that stand, and a President Akufo-Addo. If it is the party, then we know, say, okay, at any material point in time, NPP bar, this is what they believe, okay? Other than that, the belief would just be, say, after the exit of President Akufo-Addo, no, any other president will be taking the realms of affairs. I mean, this whole thing about your history, the idea, no, I mean, will be taken off.
This is a decision by the believers of the Dankwa Buzia tradition, Dankwa Buzia Dombu tradition. It is not President Akufo-Addo, neither an MPP, because when you go to the UP element, even there are a lot of them in the NDC, their view, and they say, all those people who contributed towards independence must be acknowledged.
Very well.
And that's one particular day to celebrate Nkrumah for his enormous work. I tell you, Nkrumah did an enormous job for Ghana. You can give Nkrumah, as they've given Nkrumah a special day. This day, let's celebrate the first president of the Republic of Ghana. However, see, come on, right from John Mensah Saba to Castle Hayford, ABC Park Grant, ABC RS Blay, Eddie Babe Simo, ABC Satime, everybody needs to be acknowledged. I want to say, hey, let me give you an example. I want to say, we came to have First Republic, Second Republic.
Yeah, we are in the Fourth Republic.
We are in the Fourth Republic. I want to say about Fourth Republic. When was the Fourth Republic built? 92. But time when 7 January 1993, when we ushered in. Saying any people back for you, I didn't think your constitution day. Is because we are practicing the current constitution. We want to acknowledge all those people who contributed towards that constitution. If you go and read, some people participated in the 1983 government, almost stolen book, but we needed to acknowledge them. Say it is by their sweat. That is why we are still enjoying. So the 4th August holiday, is to recognize
it's by when you're celebrating,
say it's celebrating when you are celebrating the Constitution.
The Constitution Day, we don't single out an individual to say.
That is the same thing. That is what we are trying to say. So the Founders' Day needs not be singled. Nobody should be singled out. We should celebrate all of us, everybody who contributed in his own penny. However, when we come to specifics, say the person who led us to the independent, the first president of the Republic of Ghana, let's have a special day for him, of which it has been done.
Thank you.
Special day for Dr.
You're wrapping up with this topic now. Who are the real fathers of our country?
Thank you.
It looks like it confuses me a bit.
What's the real fathers?
In life, you don't fight a losing battle. And Tokobi you see, the MPP is fighting a lost battle. They are fighting a lost battle. You are fighting for relevance you don't deserve. And you see, the very day Dr. Matopoku Prempe ko Kumase, MPP I don't know being and say, mo Kwame Nkrumah no. Me catch obi obey me and they can test a agenda setting. Na no one from. It was not a slip of tongue. It was an outdooring of their inward thinking. Just because where your full barometer report. Okay. Page 12. Me we about be see the founders of Ghana. Omo founded Ghana, panel di Ghana. You see the direction of the country. Omo we the borrowed founders, and you see the direction of the country. Page 12. Mr. Speaker. Going in the wrong direction. Oui. Under them, His Excellency Dankwa Buzia Dombu, 87.5% of Ghana for a minor idea mamma, and yes, I'm found you are going the wrong direction. Share me and this. But me, having who a single day could make arguments
there are founders. Nkrumah is the founder of Ghana. Case closed.
But there are diverse opinions. I mean,
and that is why me stated the position of the NDC. He said to state the position of the Dankwa Buzia Dombo or Kassan me jotu me note pa or say the issue of this whole contentious debate is not about Kufuado, but it's about the Dankwa Buzia Dombo or Kasa.
Yeah.
So it is he's speaking from their tradition and ideological inclination.
Which is right, Anna.
That is why he's speaking from their ideological inclination. And I'm quoting to him. One of the leg of their tradition, which is he quoted Dankwa Buzia Dombo, right? That's the leg, right? One of the leg called Dankwa. Yenti and Semo Troye. So, Oba Hano. Adibia no reference from book. Owie, you know. Abra, Ekodu, the founders of the country, they know what book no kind. I don't know why Miss Anna says so, your digital people are. And one country in the guitar platform. So I'm stating consistency. Consistently, you know. Also, by me reference book, he was like, oh, I'm going to do because of the words and the dictator agent, they will be more digitalize it. But they drew the matters of discussing the founder of the country. Mr. Speaker, we had a speech on 10th October 1951, authored by J.B. Dankwa. Permit me to read. Also, I exceedingly regret delay in responding to your 2 letters. That man, Kwame Nkrumah, Ntimo Kwame Nkrumah, no, J.B. Dankwa can be 1951. Or say that man, what the quote here, Kwame Nkrumah, no. That man, Kwame Nkrumah, who is now leader of government business, has started his tricks again. This time, who is in government is inviting all the political leaders and chiefs to join him to send an ultimatum to His Majesty government of the United Kingdom for self-government now, and if rejected, to declare positive action, strike and boycott, etc. There has been hectic activity all over the place, and on Sunday, we of the UGCC met at a great meeting and turned down his challenge flat, as well as an invitation to criminal conspiracy against law and order. I had to be away in Kumasi for a long period last month, and I'm just now clearing up a pile of work authored by J.B. Dankwa, dated 10th October 1951, compiled by H.K. Echampon. The American waitress said, Dr. Machokopu Prempa Semo Kwame Nkrumah no Nipo di can be a cane, J.B. Dankwa. Unfortunately, J.B. Dankwa is one of the leg of the MPP tradition. Waitress will say, Muamusimu ye the founders and Kwame Nkrumah made in a yamra mum. Niem prefer who dear now. What's a year you just for the year ya meeting, no, Yana Kwame Nkrumah and Yadring. And Nkrumah goes forward and fight for the independence, declare Ghana cease matter and war Chihano, Sheha, AD 1957, freedom and justice. And Nkrumah goes to the Polo Square, what Shemik Batakari, Northern for Mechiamo. No, I declare Ghana, you're ya. What's it there be? Adiana will pull ya now in 1951. I will reject it, you know. I say the opposite of Batan Nkrumah. It's a lie. Ye nintum. No mum. Ye is a young Kamo Kwame Nkrumah. A young Kwame Nkrumah. Because of your Kwame. On the Dini Suban Sea, who fight ye, mobilize in Nipaje Fahudi, Koda prison. And this and that. Medemanusin, so papa more bra. And I'll prove for a Japadian. Two could do baby no bones are branty, one man about you or coin Japadis and say, a Japadian, why they are no fadia. And he said, oh, papa, more bra. Now, come over a Japadian. Yeah, and this dear papa Bobra, Rollins or Bobra. Into dear Rollins, and young Cohon. Now, Mom said, JB Dankwa draw letter. And they rejected for who dear. Now, Kumali and for who dear, he can never be part of that founding.
May I say, could you money and BOT? I'm grateful for your time. I'll pay 7 after 9. Now, boys, in the miss as where they die now, you move.
Where die you move?
Hey, studied in content. There was a problem ideologically. That was what emanated.
Where you can die.
also ye NDC regional secretary for Western and I'm regional chairman and I'm regional secretary Benjamin Nama and
Nama, right?
Kofi Appiah also Mintiano.
Yes. And pay me chair when two constituency. You move on. And pay me chair when two constituency for. Now my chair soon for not.
If you went in
me free Sunyano was by me koye my womb.
I will call Winchi.
And me chair when two constituency a member of Parliament Alaji you know executive na me chair mo. Na my shemo boss ye baba ye my buzi ya krom ya kunyana ya je ya keeping it. As soon as for not so me chair mo. Yankopon ya adoma. I'll be there between 9th to 12th of August. The point is that for when two constituency there, the first NDC identity say you people are not the founders of Ghana.
Thank you. BOT and I will tell you, I'm grateful for your time, gentlemen. God bless you.
Brand new slate. Like Barack say, yes I can. Don't let the worries of yesterday hold you down on this lovely day. Well, look up in the mirror and say, yes I can. Open your face, open your face. Natengwa way. Dani mubala kabo. Magana madegena blow. Natengwa way. Open your face. Magana madegena blow. Dani mubala kabo.
Just do it, just do it. Just do it, just do it. Just do it, time is ticking. Just do it. Tired of lying to yourself. Don't you know you are your best bet? Who you with?
I'm faster than it be Emma's Global Link Limited for I pay Emma Sadaroma. But you're going to your home saying one more and they will be too far. So we are students now with him. I don't pay what person because you are dear woman and it not what body I don't pay. Company by question on your Modinsa was for Emma's Global Link Limited. One more Joshua I don't pay a application no and they will visa acquisition processes one more bay no and the amount. I try to pay ticket reservation, hotel reservation. Now, what person we for tourism purposes traveling outside the country. Make it a point. When Emma's Global Link for Ebedin come on, now one more Ebeje was so far. I don't pay patrol say and crying in Pantebua, Weja, Kasua Main Road, so White Cross Junction. One more Ben West Africa Nekota. Speak to them from Bejos. I feel Maakye as a labor. One more Senate office meeting here. For one more 0540 0504 203401 0504 203401 and after 0535 502499 0535 502499. Not when I am Maakye and command pay 11. 11 after 9. Mami ma Dr. Kumachi na me mano akwaba. Doc Machi.
Yedua.
Empomo ti say.
Yedua de bibia boko na onzo e.
Erade adom. Na ukuli hat ne me fe pa. Hey Doc. Hey guy bruta. I don't pay me Doc e din komo e de free Ghana help. Na womo executive prostate and herbal center. Womo ye number 1 pa. In fact I don't pay SSA with your Doc. Na wan kasa ubenya dance dey bebre Doc edwuma mo ti say
na me adom edwuma mo boko pa
bibia ye kama
edwuma so koso kama
hat ne dey keza ho dey dey too much I'm more here no on cool hat ne spectacle I see Doc my any command of pay
and here the Jack is free executive prostate and herbal center and as a Ghana Hep Therapeutics adima obi a ohwen ana otie and anope emra ye the founders day you know ye the Jack is edimo bi na me say ye na kan ne nim yen say Ghana Hep Therapeutics na brand ba kwa nkrofo tari share so pa ene Ghana Balm Ghana Balm the dro bia ba agiba bia as now the dro no kwa na koninim na dro bia de ba bonten for body pains muscle aches joint aches even time during the COVID period no kan na de nkrofo use for steam inhalation e bo nkrofo pi inte dro bia man for tari share so enu echi ne de Ghana Man capsules e ba for blood circulation. Say woman boja AD afro sanya nema bema enya energy and vitality. In fact, a draw abo mbebe pi a man crofo pino a cut down on the use of aphrodisiacs because aphrodisiacs no you would say that a coup and run to one member be brave. The side effects here you can't want them there and that they baby. But any Ghana man comes by they will say naturally no I did to be a bema. A man bema ye bema any side effect be you dry recommend my baby be a person or shas all CC and home and the other Dutch or Ghana man capsules and which any prostajoin said about for prostate related diseases say do somehow Obio Jones one day more pipe you Obio Jones or Chim and Sanaba Obio Jones one day be a canaya say just Obio Jones on the Bembo Eshinano a prostate mohau yeah the prostajoin eba bonte eba a boa Ghana for and then it will just into your prostate problem how on quadia if you're driving the prostajoin it's also the crept to 400 eba for malaria wait for the first time Ghana back was a be consider and they say I malaria draw and to pay it has never happened before because most of the malaria medications just say ensure a brofudre tablets and a malaria drug also the very bitter but we realize say we can develop it and make it a capsule it's a to pay just a bitterness though is a thing of the past within 3 days now malaria it was here and about it I don't see a drug every Ghana help and I just save 500 so a just as an immune booster a boaba di pediado it be a building the immune system na ekutia yare bia etino so we say yare bebo po free boa e draw ya aboa egusu eboa and especially our water infections recurrent say gonorrhea chlamydia syphilis genital warts genital herpes digital save 500 aba ebo ejuma e man obo candidates only part of econo and you draw a bomb by the party one especially no almost any grow but when you will say Ghana for egg frank and you said no say you be a clinic at a bobo now clinic now almost shadow almost say no ebo juba but they almost pair that job to be never show to the bougie now for you to be at your bossy about proper counseling as to how to be easy because in paper you can just go over the counter no I continue but you bet me I can just say a go ahead it's me yet jama who do pia yet to be air carrying it on air but when you come to the clinic you have time to take you through the efficacy of our medications or indications it's what we have done is say be executive prostate and herbal center the executive prostate and herbal center the air they say treaty number 1 prostate yare and I say juice so yare it's a baby I share the catheter esa the juice so emba and I remember juice so the boy pipe and I remember juice or chip and Zara juice on aba and I remember juice on 10 and I remember say I catch this or prostate yare some of the down your head the ebobo the amba so obi bio obore aswe I will need say or what's a how biano opia or the DJ NDP because said ya or by the opia on science sabium and after some weeks that what you do so almost a change side Eddie aba system so I said to be and there obia anyone that say yes it is working the abas Ghana for so everybody every man now baby what him say prostate aratina was watching that is the place to calm down it is a prostate enlargement BPH benign prostatic hyperplasia and that's a benign prostatic hypertrophy and that prostatitis and that prostate cancer yes no executive prostate and herbal center and remember Peter what would him some about prostate area
okay
the only moment almost on prostate area accommodate say just for the emma but the thing is the more wunyi as bema you cannot avoid prostate because it's a part and parcel of you know now prostate is a kesiye it's the danger and that's the possibility of major prostate enlargement as a urinary retention very very high so what we are advising men is say start treating your prostate now prostate you know so handle it in a natural way and found body bro it is an executive prostate and herbal center now after so prostate you quite yɛhwɛ infections it will be a wakɔte yare nebu yare wakɔte godu wakɔte syphilis wakɔte chlamydia wakɔte HIV wabo hepatitis B wabo candida yeast infections odepoa obu nyina nso ye ho ede bobo ye saa jamade de ye tete ye jaho kra we are treating them effectively for back within weeks ye the for back no budo antibiotics for months for years but within weeks of coming through our system no obuja treatment we be clear in a matter of weeks. Why? Because we are implementing a lot of science. The science. The abundance as a parent within them there. yeah, be drawn as a by the able. Obi can say me that they did jam, and I say me job at school. But you need to apply science to whatever you have received to make it rational, and that's to make it usable by the end user. How do you do that? It is science. It is science that you apply. And the draw a down so from all other medications on the market. And I'm going to say that say, so when you use Ganabam that, you know how Ganabam works. So when you use Ganabam that, you know how it works. So when you use Crypto that it works. When you use Save that it works. So when you use Prostage, I will say it is unique in all. And you know, set that idea it's because you perceive your back the best of treatment. And what we have also done is say, Sisiano, you said that clinic to do how qua, or consultation fee.
Okay.
What management has decided is Seattle, you will be a free consultation. Tuba said that you don't pay consultation fee, and you're free for me. You're bebaho. After no sabahwa, your labs are bebaho. You're sitting so they have all been discounted. It's your labs, don't compare labs I have, but I say it's all about half. Your tissue almost half. We and also free. It means say your lab is so they have a free consultation. It means that you have enough money to save. To buy medications. It's what? Who makes me go through the system? 2, who makes me your scouts? Who makes me your labs? 3, who makes you got paid through? Another beautiful thing about the head to say, it sounds at it so.
Okay.
So what it means is that so back clinic for treatment. Said the Gaoko about this over the counter back clinic na yatiso fair way less. So it means that there is a lot of priority to the pakrona or to the clinic for treatment because who that consultation free will labs ya so will scans ya so edra also ya so artist so at the about. Why? Because we have the interest of guardians at heart. Gather for apple with day and so at the mind. Now the yes I was say yeah what in papa because we have the medicines that can cure. We have the medicines that can heal because science has gone into it. 50 years of research and yet agrocraniad. But to get it to the Ghanaian, you have to make it accessible and affordable. And that is what WHO aka. So I say plant medicine and you're very, very, very affordable. But unfortunately, God has said, I'll show you how once when you can get 5,000. Sometimes when the people call us, the amount of money they spend and they don't get results. Obi to become a bit of 10,000, Obi 5,000, Obi 4,000, but oh shame. But yes, say so. Look at the WHO say I was a plant medicine have been drew. Media chain and what earphone, yea, and found a kayapo. Ye the research and they are developing still do and was obia and said it to be a social now to be a son of who area. Inti and the drew affordable at this work clinical. Labs, Yamamo discount, consultation, free. It's obia a bit to be upper. And for this crowd, your bra. Once you get there, we begin with treatment, we begin with healing. You must the correct service. It's oba. You will never be disappointed.
For numbers, any location.
Location, you will Lagos, Medina. Lagos, Medina, your first could be UPSA. It's a UPSA, Kwana Echo ARS roundabout. There was a road, no so.
Okay.
You're from Pilba Hotel Junction, I say Bones you. Pilba Hotel Junction, and I say Bones you. Your number is 0244 72 70 28 0244 72 70 28 and I said 0244 75 43 80 0244 75 43 80 and then your chat on here 0537 266 300 0537 266 300. Now, Chairman, clinically, your friend executive prostate and herbal center, executive prostate and herbal center. I gotta have for your clinical, you be out of food.
Very well, may I say, Dr. Kumar, I'm grateful for your time. So checking your time, it's 23 after 9. Over in Boaba. Mami faster than it be ma. They must connect Ghana Limited. I don't pay much on Sassi Papa. Yes, you know, hey, ha, pass us litigation beyond what you're not with documentation. But you're and as I said, what was us, you know, every we know a certified and approved by Kessben and Mr. Speaker, correct by. I don't pay Bajo. What if you now watch the first time when near, as I said, was sassy. I will pass out to one cry. One a Mascon Estate Ghana Limited in Como. One plot 70 by 100, half plot 100 by 35. And I pay one plot no 18,000 Ghana cedis. And it just says when you form a group, Namoba, you mau the opportunity, say, obey a down payment of 3,000 Ghana cedis. Now for 15,000 akano, Yamau, hoping 12 months, 1 year solid. That what you mean, Eddie, teaching in a non kakra. Before this time, one more promotion at the Bebana Via, and see, I don't pay, and you may be a way, but your monkey come home. Now, Momeji Assassin, journalist, the literary officers, nurses and doctors, a teacher for bankers, police officers, prisons, immigration, customs, fire service, but your teacher, we a factory worker, we a trader, and also say. Joe did with you. I don't pay your being in and it's only a mascon in the one very nice, but that won't be trust us. I'm watching me and developing one Kasamo communities and channel page picture from location no a war Pinterest Road Community 18 Junction a war Accra. Now when you're in Como, woman Allied Filling Station no and it didn't anymore. I don't pay from 0553 840 646 0553 840 646 and after 0553 838730 0553 838730. Now when a Mascon Estate for any and Como and pay now G2 there were 22 bets, but the betting platform and the greatest win and assurance here, but you better and we a lover of bets party and pay honor baby cash. 22bet.com.gh is the platform. But Olympics no air course in Paris, France. And pay games I hold on in the baby. I pursue place you bet to be platform no air back of bet 22bet.com and as I say place you bet. I was so one bet Joshua. Bet to play, bet to win, and pay one more down. And I boy, a banana for person, I mean, no ending come on. Now, my main faster than me, and my Bella Prestige Limited for a banner care services. But dear, and pay one more a number one. Say, you be more caregiving. Now, I feel ya has a Ufino, Juma, Odada, sitting more dear, you know, Ebeko, but you're a Bella Prestige Limited for Anna Emasa Aqueniano. I don't pay so would you open home care services or mommy or papa or fam. Nana, I will fear Nifia and Queni, Opo Biobasheno, Amawa Juma, Abba, the Buano, and one in Rofemua, and pay one Bella Prestige for any income. His answer, one more training personnel, one we are very professional in handling the agent, and pay speech to them, one by Joseph. Now, child care services. Abofrano, say Obeko school, the picking the free school. You be feeding na afi nani no ebehwe ne kama ba amane ntete papa position wo beba no ni nyina no bella womo e developing personnel ama womo nimdia womo de hwen kwala ni ye afi wo po bi obeboa e wo dada city we fiade yo ajo de friend house help no eno bi na wo pa. Seek for professional services. Now, when the Bella Prestige for any income, I feel you obey you will fear cook. I'll be very professional. And then now, the timetable to your meals. I bet me a boa pomo de party. But your Bella Prestige, and I know person say, when you are Mudin Kobo. Say, what you mean, we are next, where we school. Now, when you're Juma say. And some person we Juma, but when I to acquire caregiving a Jumania and obey Bella Prestige for MBA Econo Ediato. Sebra, now one more massa, Aquenia Kessben. I know to Bra now we were more MD Como. A fair banner, sir, or Kwame Appiah Kubi we hotel reservation, ticket reservation, Lingina, only Bella Prestige for any Como. Say, oh, Kumasi, one more office, no, ever Bantima market. One money. Rivoli Cinema no Edin Sheni Ewa Bantu Maju Kumase I feel one cry be called Labadi Polyclinic Bar Stop one in my Wako restaurant and Edin Sheni I'll pay for one more on 0538 823863 0538 823863 and answer say for 0202 365461 0202-365461 and now Kumasi I'll be for 0530-525791 0530-525791 not one bella in Inco and okay one more so Abwa Maakye.
Yeah, Kwame.
Happy holiday.
Yeah, happy holiday. Oh, apostrophe S and I say, oh, you want
Jose.
Say S no ba emu.
I made them Ghana.
Oh, Ghana.
Yes.
What can say me them the pa? O say
Ghana.
And normal see a discussing issue. We are fighting over apostrophe S and Kwame doesn't make sense. But you see, adia bakwa Kwame yenya dia as a country. And they say
yeah.
Kwame your digital world and the visual world. Ye kasa visual world e kire say baby ye do sisi as a country ni wiase obia nipa dodo na kuta mobile phone
exactly
smartphones na bibi otimi check bibi ba when no opportunity and TV otimi hwe no phone so history ni bibia otimi hwe no phone so
yeah
say it is estimated say Ghana ye little over 31 million nipa 41 million and the use of phones and I say cheaper ya subscribe to the telcos operational registered aduma 41 million so Kwame adentina bibisa say this Founders Day issue ya ekoso adentina for once yetimi tintim Kwame Nkrumah history
okay
na yenya the visual yenya no powerful movie to set the record straight Ebasa no a enyo obi na be debate o eye akora na wo hwe video no wo hwe movie no ono na obeka asem bi tie na obeka cha wo say sade a wo ka na nye no kre ena before ye be the history ne be man ko for so mfa ni movie to Kwabe
yeah
it should be a bipartisan historians a betna se a be a powerful movie to depict distorted history ye wi anya ye UGCC for there etu tena se na ukani na albomu a uhwehwe wi a then one kasa betimi draw the borderline and to see what I say Ghana we have a founding fathers or a founder or whatever. Kwame, you go to South Africa, Mandela is not bigger than Kwame Nkrumah, never Mandela he's never bigger than Kwame Nkrumah, but adia bakwama Mandela din looks like it's ahead of Kwame Nkrumah. It's the movie. The movie is also contributing.
Yeah.
The Mandela movie.
Exactly.
2019 before the COVID. Kwame, Kumasi. I watch a movie called Mahatma Gandhi. Me ko watch and dine cinema say me ko yesini. Me pesini pa. Kwame, when I went there, all the three cinema ni na ye bie e di atuma. They were showing one movie. Indians. I never knew Indians were Kumasi sa.
I see.
That day was India Independence Day. Omuyi Mahatma Gandhi movie. And they have watched the movie over and over. But Kwame, ya cipher almost say every Independence Day they have to watch that movie. So, and Chimane Eban, who is coming to distort Mahatma Gandhi history to that person? The person will grow with it. We had Martin Luther King movie Kwame. Your Malcolm X movie and then a Kwame Nkrumah the global icon. Yet to me the movie. We have to do this. Kwame, bet me a boy, we have to do this. Yeah, but this say a brace we take our time and talk about this Kwame Nkrumah issue. Kwame, a Japanese book.
Ben, so. And non other brand, so. Number two major important question to ask you because I know, sir, you and I research. Okay, yes. Until this big debate of, JB Dankwa yen celebrity in a year, okay? Ghana history na nkasa no, okay? From time coming. How many true history no?
Say how many true history?
Yes.
Oh, Kwame, we have a lot of people.
Authors Bebre, right?
Yes, Authors Bebre.
Okay.
Professor Maakye Kubi.
One more witness say what happened.
Yes, Professor Dubois.
more actual be and all that. You understand? We have seen a lot of authors. Yeah, your Ghana history association, historical association for something like that. And maybe I wrote to them, say the Kwame Nkrumah Konfanache sword no Kwame. Omo nyana ye recognizing efanka the 9 wonders of the world. So 9 wonders of the world neck efanka hubi. And this anoman. Kwame, we have a lot of historians, but Kwame
and the Pan-African Writers Association so
okay. It's like Kwame Mr. Practical. So Kwame, you documents. British Chancellor.
Yeah.
Their documents are there. You
to
go
verify
to
some of
yes,
the
you go to Buckingham Palace. Documents are there.
I'm asking that question because you're sending until say we grew up, okay? Yeah, kind certain books by certain authors. Admire a different narration of what we have known. I mean, your curriculum, usana the history,
yes,
Nkrumah. Why is it say at that level, okay? We were unable to incorporate JB Dankwamo achievement any woman so be in this country as part of our history. Now all this while, the history has been about Nkrumah, okay? Until recent times, I mean, Nana Akufo-Addo want us to also change the narration because he also feels that other people so a contributee to the independence of our country. Why has it been so?
No. Next school ni eka Nkrumah ho asem. Ye ka JB Dankwamo GGCC ho asem.
Yeah.
Sa ensem na wo ka no. Kwame na wo ho dada wo. Nkrumah be ye hwe ade ne ya neglect na wo ho. But no enkofo nya opportunity so obeba ba mu obeba be sa ade. Kwame na wo ho pa. Papa fo mpanifo na enu omudi nkomo. A lot of them now they speak against Nkrumah. And then Nkrumah the detention and then Nkrumah no di say and no say Chicago Conakry sa JB Dankwamo omo bre obi kru okokofa yi papa o Central Region fence agree well they started the whole UGCC omo musika so omo kofa pa grant
okay
pa grant nominate all this thing that kofa complaining and ya neglect omo adene ya omo din ya dia akoshe ya push omo din into the darkness of the history. No, all this thing never heard that. But it is a Akufo-Addo because if any other president and a buyer, any Akufo-Addo time now, Kwame knew Sadia because President Kufuor knew all these things as a member of Dankwamo Buziadombo.
Exactly.
But he decided to leave it in the same way.
So that is where my next question comes from. Say, the President Akufo-Addo yes say no. A party no based on the NPP party, okay? One more ideology and all fighting. And now say all fighting be a man of personal conviction. Because President Kufuor as the first president of the NPP under this Fourth Republic, and Saniema, I mean, we did not see a lot of these things.
With exception with the currency.
Exactly.
The currency to recognize all of them.
Exactly. So if President Kufuor be a TC, okay, per the JB Dankwamo tradition, no. Necessary the air cost, you know. Now, in the next future, if President Akufo-Addo is not there, whether as leader of the NPP or as president coming on the ticket of the NPP, the air cost is saying, you be who is a better was. And now say Akufo-Addo for a bemu as I am away in a 2 bit.
And it's a bit depending on buying up because Kwame, sir, you holiday I can. Gabriel the cultural an article way back. Even before the Akufo-Addo second term, say the first General Republic Day no the
first July.
Yes. So your best sad we say no. Kwame me na nyam so the bichi. And away no Nana do Akufo-Addo one sorry preoccuped you took it to Parliament to amend the Holiday Act. No?
Yeah.
So etina make say ebiana aban for beba no so free so we have to do another
even
thing
within the same NPP.
The same NPP ne bia me de be call Parliament and I say bia obi oye opposition to what Nana is doing can also take it to Parliament and change it. But Kwame, on and on and on. Me sometimes fighting over all these things. No, it's serious, Kwame. It's serious. We have a lot of things to do, a lot of yeah. Wow, if we said the obey you know afa. Jebe kwa say Kwame.
Yes.
Mr. Mo, and that's sponsor for my 5 minutes. Mr. Your best room. Na me fanye adie BCC a. Ejapade buku Kwame. me pese me can serious issue bi. Che 2006 and 2007. Sata na me coordinator Emma Dr. Kwame Appiah Kubi. Eti ye gusu ayeye no manano, and we heard, I did not read any article, but somebody came to tell me, and not one person, a lot, who come be in the midst of people, they discuss, say they should block the ambition of Nana Akufo-Addo, because Nana Akufo-Addo ebebeye president, he's coming to champion an Achem agenda. Just my making you Achem agenda. 2006, 2007, na sajini na elho na Achem phone ntimi Kwame oman kram hu yie ama enoma bi event bi sisi ya eman kofo yese ene ade ne ye nokre ebi na esi ne Kwame ti o show bi ti se ensema yete want to undermine Otumfo authority, Otumfo's authority, and the powers. And when JB Danquah do a weird, na yase Otumfo's representative, which is Asampo Hine or Hineba, whatever do for something, went to the funeral, and when Ochehine was coming, and I'm said the panel represent to Otumfo Ntino, ne du kwase was original. But there was a rift. Bodyguards are too trauma. That is where the thing started from. Now, a quack was set. Sawa did look assassin. They will come and undermine the truth by a name. They need to miss you. Just my making you. They are to be a mere. When Alu Mahama, every president, we were told to say, they wanted to heckle the presidency because almost say new timer as a man not next opportunity to rule this country. And remember Mr. Yasafo Mafo Nasa bi obeka ni maybe Kwame obeka 2015 this should be okokaya actualize it say na no kokopa asama kese no ni party for du koma
region be and
region that, yes now region
yeah
that's it. Any when Otumfo best out 2018 oka say the information in intelligence actually say Gabu Oche da kuna santi bedi etu e person omo undermine the authority obeka is a history would to many John Boadu mu call the palace omo kopa de chow do obeka say
yeah
sa no mani ni na eventer. The only one antimi amama de tie ne say on person omo change the capital, the administrative capital from Koforidua to Achemoda. I don't know. I didn't read any book. But what that is what I heard. Kwame. Say a rumor, say the Ukrainian Kwame. They did not do enough to discredit and disabuse science and Nayekam. Che Kwame me ubisamia. I'll tell you clearly that this Ejapa book. Ejapade book. Kwame was not written by Achem people.
Kessben
I see.
92.9.
And yet, now what you for the penny agenda. Nemum, Oman Timi and Krom who ye. It is what study book now. I have read the book over and over. Kwame. About 1/3 of everything they said about the book. Kwame, in the book. Abba. Me, I happen. And I me say, and you almost pa and the trust I book we are. I'll be disappointed in them, not the content, disappointed in the content of the book, but I'll be disappointed say omutimi documenty amade by electronic documentation, which you know say
leaky
a bit leaky. May I suspect say a political party wrote this document as far as this 2024 election is concerned.
But we're by actually.
Yeah, yes, I'm coming. And it could also be that somebody within New Patriotic Party who wanted to champion his solo cause can also do this. But say you open yes, I did not. Come in your baby,
I wrap you up the uncle.
because
prediction ni bebre abem, right?
Bebre abem.
Assuming so be next year.
Troya, eh?
Bebre abem.
Until make us o man krom hu ye. Adia ba kwa shock we read the book now. They talk about Francis Cotton Mensah. Have you read that path? Appendix 5.
Appendix 5.
Yeah, about Francisca.
Oh,
Appendix 5.
Yes.
Yes, the point is they realize that Dr. Kwaku,
yeah, well, powerful.
And Oba Bemu, get a buyer, member of parliament. What they were trying to do is say, Gano Nanado wanted to give her deputy youth and sports minister. Everyone who said the age, BNI for the report to be Brennan Nanado, and now Omokan share. So we read we say, Gano ye Chamatin agenda, Alan agenda. So they wanted a way to clip Francis Cotton according to the book. Then they say they will ask Chemawoon to me and John Boadu, which they thought John Boadu would have won the general secretary. Okay. So Chemawoon to me and John Boadu to work to make sure that they will be losing the primaries towards the 2024 election. They make what I say. Me, I don't believe that. But idea, I happen now. Actualizes that and they say one. John Boadu is not in the government. One year secretary. Chemawoon to me worked for the girl. Am again ko onu post 2020. But 2024 no more can. How that area again constituency was deprived of growth and development, Kwame. And no na ya actualize it. It
was deliberate.
What I say?
Deliberate.
So say because it could be say and no a disadvantage in an say a discouraging no man anti-mianko primacy. Immediately the girl announced say uncontested primacy. Kwame, go there. Go there. Me shoot two video this be the channel. I go there. The other time I went to Kumasi. I went there. Me to try to check a lot of start in the Kwame master.
Can I go? The sports for us here. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was it. So do me that
I was having as a video and simulated Kwame Appiah Kubi, Mr. Speaker. That report now will tell you. But if I was here on a holiday edition like this, 46 after 9, Adam Tombi and your tonight, Tuesday, we'll be back here again to continue. Good morning. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Obretini kukodu for eja wo mo enkunima ba aguna na na yiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french wo bie na no awobo ajo asana na ho fedua wani bono so awira tete wo kwa ne ba ne na sene ne ba ejo no bi no anta bie eja wo mo anami di asem asa shiri na no mpa no asem eja wo mo asono bia ba wo do man ko mo ba de ehye yense yeni nsa wo so eni je ni adrewo afe wonu e bi wi ase asonimu e ba sa wa yira kwan so a kire ne kwampa no bi asem yo bi asmo oni pada sani awon ma nwe mu wo wi ase ha asam to nyon ko na to be bi an kan fa ho men so me tene be bi an ka me pema